Hello, pet enthusiasts. Welcome to Pet Chat. Every week we break down what's going on with Bunsen and Beaker and share stories and have you share stories too. My name is Jason Zakowski. I'm the dog dad of Bunsen and Beaker, the science dogs, on social media. My co-host is...
Chris Zakowski, also known as Mummy Fave, dog mom of Bunsen and Beaker and cat mom to Ginger.
Whew, Chris, it has been a busy couple days, hasn't it? Has it not?
I've never been busier.
We have packed so many Bunsen 2.0 stuffies. So shout out to everybody that pre-ordered one. We got them all done. I finished them about the pre-orders a couple hours ago. And all of the Bunsen 2.0s will be shipping out and they will get to people right away. So we're just so excited about that. So shout out to folks who pre-ordered the Bunsen stuffy. We'll be talking.
And our foyer is full.
Oh, you saw that. It's like a box city. Yeah. Like I packaged them all up, counted them, weighed them, all of it. Shipping is a whole thing. So we'd love for folks to play Kahoot. If you haven't tuned into Pet Chat before, we start with a game. Chris and I share a couple big stories about Bunsen and Beaker that happened during the week, and then we open up the floor to the community. And we are broadcasting Pet Chat to Twitter Spaces, so lots of folks are here in Twitter Spaces. We are also on Wisdom, and there's some folks listening on Wisdom. We are on Clubhouse right now, and we're also on our community, the Paw Pack Plus. And it's on the free side. So there's a paid side and there's a free side. So if Twitter Spaces ever goes away, the backup plan works perfectly to have all y'all come to the Paw Pack and have Pet Chat for free there. So the link for Kahoot is in the nest. If you're on Wisdom, it's in the title. Clubhouse, it's the pin link. And you know what? I'll put it in the chat for the folks on the Paw Pack, the link. How's that sound? So if you'd like to sign up, we'll give you a couple more seconds here. I think people probably on the Paw Pack are also on Twitter Spaces, but all right, I see a whole bunch of people ready to go. Chris, did you sign in? I don't know. I don't think I see you.
Oh, really?
Oh, I see you. Yes, I see you. You're always Slim Shady. I don't know how you'll do on this one, to be honest with you, Chris.
Oh, how many moose did I see this week, Jason?
Did you see any moose this week?
I did. How many did I see? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
1.
No.
2.
I did. I saw 2 today as I took Adam to Royals. They were just by the road going, oh, hello. And I said, moose. Don't hit my car, please. I
remembered the comedian Jim Gaffigan. He was the one that was had that really funny bit about a moose.
On the loose.
Yeah. Okay. Last shout out to play the game. We're gonna get going. There's some new question types. I've upgraded Kahoot. I may or may not have paid for a subscription to Kahoot now, Chris, but it's worth it. So
you don't get it free as an educator? You
don't, because you have to pay. I'm going to see if my school reimburse me, but I don't think they will. But anyways, that's what. Somebody's Kevin Bacon. Woo! Somebody has signed in as Chris and I watched the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special. Oh my God, it's so adorable.
No spoilers, Jason.
No, it's just, okay. All right, fine. I won't say anything about that. All right,
but it's very good.
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah. All right, here we go. Time to play Kahoot. Pet Chat, November 26th. All right, here we go. Now, there's new question types. You got to be ready for this. You have to type the answer. You actually have to type the answer in, all lowercase. What is Chris, that's you, Mummy Fave's, nickname for Bunsen? So, new question type, you actually have to type the answer in. Hope people have access to their keyboard with the way they're playing. 10 seconds. What is Chris's nickname for Bunsen? 2 seconds. Time's up. It's Puppy. Puppy. Did you get that, Chris?
Well, look who's on the podium.
Oh. Okay, so we've got Kim, Mrs. Dawn, Kevin Bacon, and Bianca. All right, so there's a new question type, the Type It one. Okay. All right, here we go. Question number 2. This major organization is featuring Bunsen and Beaker soon. True story, very exciting. Gettable, CBS, CBC, BBC. A lot of C's. Which one is featuring Bunsen and Beaker? Oh, okay. So lots of people went with CBC. That's the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. So I see why you went with that. No, it's Gettable. Gettable is on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and where they are also, what's very exciting is they have partnered with hundreds and hundreds of classrooms all over North America, and they send good news articles that teachers can show kids, and they're going to feature Bunsen and Beaker and me. So that's pretty exciting. I'm trying to swing some stuff with them to maybe have a Bunsen and Beaker fact of the week through Gettable or something like that. But it is very nice that they reached out to share the good news of science communication through fuzzy dogs. All right, so we've got Kathy, Zed, Kathy I, Kevin Bacon, and Kim. All right, next question. Here we go.
I really think you're forgetting somebody on the podium.
Where are the Zukowskis? So you have to touch Canada, where you think we are. Where do we live?
Do they have to be close to where it is?
I don't know. I've never done this question before. I have no idea.
Where in the world are you calling into the podcast from?
Yeah, that's my question I ask guests all the time. Okay, quick, gotta answer. Where do we live? Oh my goodness. Time's up. Okay, all right. So we had some people say, so where we live is the second province from the left. So if you didn't pick that, and it's kind of in the middle. So there's a couple folks who are pretty close. Somebody had us in Nunavut, which is really far north. That's where Santa Claus lives. And then over in Quebec, I know, Chris, well, you maybe want to move there one day. And then Manitoba. Somebody had us in Hudson Bay. That's interesting. Nice. That's where the polar bears live. And then Saskatchewan. So Saskatchewan's pretty close. If you go too far north, you're in the Northwest Territories, Nunavut and Yukon. And literally there's about 100,000 people that live in all of that area. Maybe less, 50,000. Very, 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 very sparsely populated.
Adam says 2 people live there.
Okay, there's no points for that. Okay, how many pounds is Bunsen? So you have to do the little slider. How many pounds? Isn't this one cool? How many pounds is Bunsen? Time's up. He is... Here we go. How much does he weigh? He weighs about 90 pounds.
He weighs 89 pounds, Jason. 88 pounds, 89 pounds.
Okay, 89 pounds. Yeah. So
did he give me a point? Did he give me a point?
I don't know. I think you had to be within the range and you got a point, Chris.
It told me almost there. And I know his weight because I take him to the vet.
Yeah. So Bernice Bunsen doesn't like it. Bunsen is mad. We're telling everybody his weight. Yeah. So Bunsen is a Bernese mountain dog and they weigh between 80 and 120 pounds. So Bunsen's actually kind of on the light side. He's kind of, but he's also, we keep him really, really lean. He's
svelte.
Yeah, he looks chunky, but there's not an ounce of fat on his body. Okay, next question. It's a puzzle. Put the animal parts in the correct order based on when Bunsen found them. So he found 3 of these. He found them, but he found one of these first, one of these second, and one of these third. Deer skull with brain, a deer leg, and a moose leg. So... what order did he find these in? I kind of wish I didn't set it to that long of a thing. Adam's talking in the background.
Yeah, I'll mute.
Okay, you have to kind of like move the little things around with your finger. We're trying to make it a little bit more interactive. Okay, time's almost up. 10 seconds. Bunsen he found multiple of some of these, but there was an order he found them in. 3, 2, 1, time's up. Okay, it goes moose leg, deer skull with brain. That was the order that he found them in.
I disagree.
No,
I think we found the deer leg first.
No, he found the moose leg first. You may take him to the vet, but I took him on the walks and had to deal with his disgusting moose leg finds.
Okay.
All right. Last question. This animal had an unplanned adventure outside the house for most of the day. Carl and/or Sagan, Beaker, Ginger, or Bunsen? Somebody had an unplanned adventure. What the heck? Wow. Almost everybody picked Ginger, and that was correct. And I think, Chris, you're going to tell that story. Kathy's in third. Somebody is in second. Actually, we'll go Kathy is in second. Silky is in first place. And Violet and Kelly were in third and fourth. And somebody who cannot win does not deserve me to say their name. So congratulations, everybody. So Chris, which did you have a favorite of the new question types?
I really like the question types. They're really fun and interactive.
Yeah, they're kind of cool, hey?
Yeah. Oh, Sarah gave you a thumbs down.
Sarah doesn't like it. That's funny. That's funny.
Well, she'll probably come up to speak and tell us all about it.
You betcha. Okay, Chris, you can start with your story and I'll throw some stuff up in the nest.
That's a kind way of phrasing it. The unplanned adventure for Ginger, because I'm just going to start with the TLDR, too long didn't read, and give you the finality of the story. Ginger is okay. And Ginger is back in the house. So because sometimes when someone has a lost pet and they hear a story about a lost pet, it brings back some traumatic memories. So I'm just going to say that Ginger is fine, unscathed, but maybe my anxiety still needs to recover. So I came home from work yesterday with Adam, and everything was business as usual. The dogs came to the door, Ginger came to the door, and everything's great. And then Jason came home and then took the dogs for a walk, and I saw Ginger. She was with me on the counter because she's been helping with packing the Bunsen stuffies. So maybe some people who get their Bunsen stuffy will have some Ginger glitter in their packaging. So she has been around. And then Adam had to go to the Jazz Cafe. And the Jazz Cafe started at 7, but he asked me if we could go and go and buy flowers for Annalise because she's in the jazz band and would be performing. And I said, yes, absolutely, no problem. And I think maybe by that time you were doing some Bunsen stuffies and going in and out of the garage, right, Jason, maybe?
Yeah, it's been a blur. Yes, I think I was doing the shipping. Yeah. So I was figuring out how to quickly do as quickly as possible, the shipping. Yes. And I was in and out of the garage because we've got 800 Bunsen stuffies in the garage.
Yes. Yes. And so then you said, because this story has a bit of romance too, you said, Chris, we're going to take Adam into town. Would you like to go out for supper? Oh, yes, for sure. I can stare into your eyes lovingly and we can have some dinner conversation, which is typically not what we do.
No, we never go out for supper.
hey, why not? So we away we go. We all get into the vehicle, and then drop Adam off, or buy the flowers, drop Adam off, then go for supper. And then while I was at supper, this is the niggling thing, because I do the furbo. I did the furbo and shoot out the treats. And normally Ginger is the first to come get the treats. In fact, she's just like, even though she's pint size, so tiny, the dogs give her wide berth. They're like, oh, is she going to eat that?
Bunsen is terrified of Beaker, of Ginger. Bunsen does not want to mess with Ginger at all.
No. So like they calculate, they triangulate. How can we get the treat if Ginger's right there? It's cute, but kind of not cute, because she's just so much of a murder kitty. Anyway, so that's fine. I'm like, that's kind of weird. Maybe Ginger is closed in a room, because that's always possible. It's never happened before, but maybe like a door got closed, or she's sleeping. Pause 2, 3. We drive home. I'm really glad we drove. Well, I guess it wouldn't have mattered, because I had to drive back in to get Adam. And so that's why I think maybe Ginger was already not in the house by that point, because of the flinging of the furbo treats, but maybe she got out later. Anyway, regardless, I drive home. I drive back to town. I pick up Adam and Annalise, drive Annalise home, and then come home. And then I said, hey, Adam, have you fed your cat? Have you seen your cat? And he's like, no. I'm like, okay. So then I grab the bag and I start shaking it. And then that is when it really became apparent that Ginger was nowhere to be found.
Yeah, Ginger was not in the house. And that was very scary.
Very scary. Very, very scary. So we're shaking, we're calling, shaking the bag. And Adam, he did the entire house. Like he said, Mom, I checked every room, and every room I checked, I closed the door just to make sure that she doesn't get back in there. I said, that's smart. I went out, you went out, shaking the bag, shaking, calling. I took a lantern out. I walked up to the highway.
Yeah, because it's pitch black.
Pitch black. This is like happening at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night now. And I just didn't give up. So you walked down towards the trees. You walked to the west, and I just walked around it behind the house, and I was shaking the bag. And then you came around the house, and I said, Jason, she's there. And you're like, what? And I said, she's there. She's coming. And it's funny, because later you said to me, she was just sauntering.
She had no, she was not coming. She was coming to you, but it wasn't like she was rushing to you. It was like at her own speed. No danger. Being outside in the cold and the dark, no big deal. Just saunter to you.
Oh, but when I saw her, I grabbed her and I said, hi, I'm so glad to see you, because I was so glad to see her. Mm-hmm. And then I put the lantern down and I put the treat bag down, and you were coming toward me, and I said, I'm just going to leave that here. Can you grab that for me? Because I do not want to put her down. I do not want to lose my grip on her. Because you don't know, you put her down, she might bolt, like not interested in that. So, and then I took her in the house and I yelled, Adam, I have Ginger. Ginger's back. And that was a good ending to the story of the unexpected adventure outside. And then Adam's like, oh, she's down in the litter box pooping. I thought, what? Why couldn't she just poop outside?
She was outside for like 6 or 7 hours. And she waited to come back in to poop. Weird.
Yeah, so weird.
Yeah.
But
so we figured what happened was, when we left the first time, she scooted out into the garage behind one of us, and she's very fast and very small. And then when we drove away, she just left the garage, and she's very small and very quick, and we didn't see it. So we just got to be a little bit more careful.
Yep. A little bit more careful. Well, and I always am. I always do. I always say goodbye to the 3 animals before I leave. And I double check that the front door is locked. And like I do a little bit of a tour to make sure. But I think we just had a lot on the go, and it got missed. And I wasn't the last one out, so I wasn't thinking the same. But then Jason's like, it's fine. knew Ginger would be okay. And I'm like, and I am just revved. I was like, this is like my anxiety, and I was revved, but I'm like, I'm so glad she's back. And Jason's like, it's fine, no big deal. And I'm thinking, how can you compartmentalize this?
I just went right back to packing stuffies.
You just went right back, like nothing had happened. And then you said, well, it could have been worse. We could have like backed over her and squished her. I'm like, thank you for putting that idea in my head, because that was not there before, and that's the worst idea that I've ever heard in my life.
So we just got to be we got to be way more careful, because she sits by the back door on the shoes, and normally so we're just got to be careful.
So then Jason said channel that energy into packing stuffies. I said okay, and then we we
worked till midnight.
Yeah. Stuffing stuffies, because like there was no sleeping after that point.
No, not when you're traipsing about at like 11 o'clock at night. Yes, it was very lucky. You know, we live on a farm. There are coyotes out there. We hear them every night. So that's what I was the most worried about, is that Ginger would stray too far from the house overnight, and then a coyote might get her, because she doesn't understand cats they just don't understand how dangerous a coyote is. So happy ending to a scary story. All right, before I share my story and then we open it up to the community to share their stories, I just want to give a shout out to our awesome sponsor, barkandbeyondsupply.com. There's going to be a prize to somebody who's in our show when I do the draw, and it's going to be a gift card to Bark and Beyond. But if you are thinking about buying, how do I say this? If you are kind of the pet parents like Chris and I, and you have presents for your pets on Christmas, like maybe we do, they have a Bark and Beyond has a awesome deal right now. They have a coupon code through Saturday. So that's today. Save big, all in capitals, at their store, and you'll save some money off of buying stuff. And again, it's awesome to support the small businesses rather than the big box stores. And just another awesome shout out to barkandbeyondsupply.com. And then I would be remiss if I didn't plug the stuff that we've been long awaited. And I kind of feel like most people listening probably have picked up one or the other. And thank you if you have. It's been long in development. We developed 3 years ago, Chris, the Bunsen stuffy. This is pre-Beaker, 3 or 4 years ago. It was a long process. It's sold out, completely gone. And then people were like, when are you going to have another Bunsen stuffy? And we're like, well, they take a long time to make. And we wanted to get it right. We wanted to make it even better. So after we found a company that made the Beaker stuffy, which turned out amazing. We worked with the same company again to make a Bunsen stuffy. And we wanted the stuffies to be the right height differentials, so that if you had a Beaker stuffy and you had a Bunsen stuffy, they'd be kind of the right difference in size. And boy, did the Bunsen stuffy turn out so good. It is so freaking adorable, and it's huge. Like the Beaker stuffy's already really big for a stuffed animal, but the Bunsen stuffy's like just so much bigger. It's like 12 inches and then some tall. It's quite a bit bigger than the Beaker stuffy, and at least double the size of the original Bunsen stuffy. And it's just such high quality. Like the fur feels so soft. It's got the great big tongue, really adorable glasses. And for the people that have picked up the pre-order and anybody that's getting it, for our Black Friday weekend deal, which goes till Tuesday, Chris and I are throwing in a whole bunch of like little goodies, little surprises that when you get it, you'll be like, wow, that's cool. So that's only till this Tuesday, and that's the Bunsen stuffy. And you can find a link to it on our website, and that's in the nest. You can also find a link to Bark and Beyond in the nest. Okay, plugs over. Thanks for listening to my advertising. I always feel a little awkward about advertising for ourselves. What do you think about the Bunsen stuffy, Chris, before I go on? Because
I love it. I've already got one at my school to show off to everybody. I said the Bunsen stuffy is here.
You took one to your school?
Yep.
I have the Beaker stuffy on my desk, and sometimes the kids who have test anxiety, it's really cute. Chris, they take the Beaker stuffy and they hold it while they write the test. Isn't that adorable? Isn't that adorable. So cute? Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. That makes
So we need like
I get
class
misty
set.
eyed when they ask. They're like, can I? And these are like grade 11 and 12 students, like 17 and 18-year-old kids, adults. And they're like, can I just hold the Beaker stuffy? And I'm like, sure. So maybe I should bring in a couple more. Okay, so my story before we throw it to the community for your stories, and we would love to hear your pet stories or take questions from y'all. My story is about, I guess to sum it up, is just how awesome Bunsen and Beaker are with people. And I was thinking about that the other day because we took them to the Dark Matters Festival, or Dark Matters, not festival, Dark Matters Day at the Tell Science Center. And I talked about that the last time. And then I was thinking about bringing, like, whenever they're around people that are out and about, they're super friendly. And I was thinking about that and how happy that makes me feel. And I am working with a principal from an elementary school. Last year, the kids at the school, they wrote letters to Santa, and then my students answered the letters back. So they answered the letters back to the kids from quote unquote Santa. And then the most wholesome part of this story is that Bunsen came with me, and he was dressed up as Santa. He's got like a little beard, and he has a little backpack. And I put all of the letters that the kids had written back to these little children in Bunsen's backpack. And he came with me to the elementary school and delivered the letters to all of these little kids. And the little kids just couldn't believe. They're like, it's a dog. And then I said, not only is a dog, he knows Santa. And the kids were like, he knows Santa? And then, as if by magic, we produced these letters that were written back to the kids. And they were opening the letters, and you know, they're little, so some of them needed help from the teachers to read the letters, and it was pretty sweet. So hopefully we get that done again in the next couple weeks, and we'll have some media if it all pans out. Anyways, that was one of the most wholesome things that happened to me last year, Chris. And you helped out too. You came.
Yeah.
Weren't the kids they're like, there's a dog.
They were so excited. They couldn't believe it.
Yeah. And then when I said, Bunsen knows Santa, and then a bunch of the kids gasped. Like, it is the cutest thing when a little kid goes, oh, like they have that, they have that little gasp. That's super adorable. Anyways, that's my story about Bunsen or Beaker or Ginger. All right. So unless you have anything else to add, Chris, I think we'll open up the floor to the community.
Yeah. So the only thing I have to add is how we bring up people to speak. People request the mic, and if we know your account or you are following us, we allow you to speak. We do a quick background check. If you started in the last 5 minutes on Twitter, we check your content. Just basically, we want to have a wholesome chat, no trolls. So we might have to DM to see what your question is before we allow you to speak if we don't know you.
Hey,
is that about right, Jay?
Yeah, no, you did great. I was talking about this, like if I ever get really sick, excuse me, and then I can't run PetChat, I think Chris could run it by herself. What do you guys think? I think Chris would do a better job than me running it. She could probably, you know what? You could get help from Paula on the Paw Pack, and the two of you could run it together. I think that'd be really good. There's some hearts. There you go. Okay,
sounds good to me.
We'll go to Tracy. Go ahead, Tracy.
Hi.
Hi.
So I'm not feeling well today. So Ricky's like a Velcro cat. And so, but I was just thinking that I definitely agree with Chris because, like when I first moved to the place I'm at now, Ricky was like trying to escape when I opened the door. And it's an apartment building, but still, so I'd have to like run out and grab him. And like, sometimes he'll still try to hide if there's too much going on. So I'm with Chris on that one, Jason.
Well, she's escaped before, but we've been able to scoop her. Like when you come in with the dogs, your hands are full, and she's opportunistic and very quick, and she just goes right out the door, but doesn't get too far. And like she doesn't run away. She goes outside and just stands there, and we just scooped her up. I think she's gotten out twice, and 2 or 3 times, Chris.
Yeah, but we've been here and we've watched it. Like it actually happened the other day, and I'm like, oh no, cat, because then I had my arm full, and she just stopped by the van, but the door was closed, so she would be confined in the garage.
Mm-hmm. So Tracy, when your cat got out into the apartment, was there like a hallway, and then you just scooped it up?
Yeah, I mean, he'll go into the hallway, but then he'll like go down the stairs and
oh no,
by the emergency exit and like hide back there. So I have to coax him out and drag him up the stairs. So he's a little trouble cat, but he's still cute.
Okay, thanks, Tracy. All right, anybody else from the community that would like to share a story or ask a question? We have, I think the Americans have their Thanksgiving weekend holiday, right? Don't they, Chris? It's something. They have American Thanksgiving. That was on.
Yes.
That was on
some people
Thursday.
might be with their families.
Right. All right, we'll give everybody a second. No takers. Wow. Okay. All right, Donna's coming up. Oh, Donna made it home. Hopefully. Donna, did you make it back to Texas?
Yes. Holy crap. I did.
Okay.
That was an adventure. And then if you've ever seen the movie Alive, I thought that was going to happen on the flight back to Lima from Cusco. The plane was like being on a Six Flags ride. So I've heard so much praying in 10 different languages. It was awesome. Not awesome, but awesome. I just jumped in because I didn't see any speakers going. So I would fill some dead air for a minute.
Oh, thank you.
But I have to come back with presents. Otherwise, Callie is mad. Sasha is a dog. So Sasha's like, you're home. Yay, you're home. I'm going to get turkey. I know I'm going to get turkey. Callie, I came back with a little bitty cat toy alpaca.
Oh, that's cute.
That I filled with some Maui Joanna that they sell down there. And I have never seen her so high in my life. So she drags that thing everywhere. It's flat. So I guess all the Maui Joanna made it out.
Is that is that a thing for cats? Or are you just not saying the word what it is?
Oh no, it is for cats. It's called Maui Joanna.
Oh,
I
thought you were just being coy and it was actually like cannabis or something like that.
Oh no, hell no. I saw the movie Midnight Express. I would never, ever, 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 ever try to pull one of that.
Okay.
So no,
I just thought if it was in a toy, it would be okay. I don't know.
No, it's a catnip that's called Maui Joanna, and it's made with plants from up there. So in Cusco, there's a whole bunch of stray dogs that run around that everybody feeds, and then in Lima, it's like Istanbul where there's cats everywhere.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. So there's like this water park, which is a water fountain that shoots up all these different colors that's near the government buildings. And there are cats everywhere and the locals feed them. So it's great. But somebody makes Maui Joanna for those cats. So I picked up some. I'm like, F it. Let me just bring it back, see what Callie thinks. And she has literally been upside down, hollering to go take a nap. Like she literally grabbed me by my ankles and said, we're going to take a nap. I'm like, who's going to argue with this cat? So yeah, she's been pretty upside down with her flat llama for about 12 hours now. So I'm going to take a picture right now and send it to you.
Okay.
But yeah, she's Callie, you're about to be infamous.
That is a
Oh
thing.
my God, she's so fat. But anyways, that's my story. I made it back. It was harrowing. I made it back Wednesday. Our Thanksgiving is Thursday. Pulled the turkey out of the fridge, put the turkey in the sink, and the sink collapsed. So it's
What?
been. Oh yeah,
Like
the
it fell
sink
through
collapsed.
the counter?
Fell completely through the counter.
Wow.
So Thanksgiving dinner was a day late, but we had all the sides, so it was really good. I had a vegetarian. I've been eating vegetarian since I've been in Peru because I wasn't going to eat an alpaca or a llama or a guinea pig. So I've been stuck on the vegetarian kick, and so the turkey got saved too. So, but yeah, I'm sending you this picture right now, and that's my story.
Isn't that is it okay? So I am not American, but isn't there a thing with the president pardoning a turkey? Is that real, or is that just in the movies?
Thing.
Okay.
No, it's for real. And this year the turkeys were named Chocolate and Chip, so both of them got pardoned. In the past, I don't know if Trump did it. I think he did. I think he pardoned his friends instead. No, sorry, guys. No politics. And Obama's was really, really funny. So, yeah, turkeys get pardoned every single year. So, unfortunately, our turkey was already dead because it was in the sink, but
Okay.
It's not eaten.
There you go. Okay. Sometimes when I see things on movies and cartoons, I don't know if they're real or not with what's happening in the United States. So it's good. Because that's not something that they teach us in Canadian school about that. But then I'm like, I watch a cartoon and they're like, the president is pardoning a turkey. I'm like, okay, that could be a thing. But then we always gaslight everybody else about what happens in Canada. So I get it. Okay. Thanks, Donna.
And I just posted the picture in the comments.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, she's ridiculously fat right now, but she's high.
Okay. All right, over to Sarah. I don't see the picture.
So sorry, Jason. I'm so sorry. I was running to the phone. I hear.
Oh no, you can. We can go to somebody else if you're busy. It's all good.
No. I'm good. I was actually cleaning up after the dogs because they have enjoyed destroying. Our turkey did not get pardoned this year.
Okay.
But a couple of years ago, just hearing about Thanksgiving and pets reminded me of a cute little pet story. A couple of years ago, our entire Thanksgiving dinner got liberated by the dogs.
Oh no.
We serve it on a big table, and I mistakenly left the bar stools up against the table. Well, one of our dogs, Copper Bear, could climb the bar stool. And we were all enjoying Thanksgiving dinner in the other room, and we didn't hear anything. He was so stealthy. And we have had Copper Bear and then our female beagle, Sydney. And she's too fat to climb up on anything. So he did her the honor of dropping things on the floor for her. And about 20 minutes later, my oldest son went to go get some more food. And we hear him go, "What is happening?" Copper Bear was on the table and had taken a sampling of everything on the table. And half of it was on the floor for Sydney. That was the first year we never had any leftovers. But thankfully, somebody had covered the turkey back up. So they didn't get the turkey, but they ate almost all the sides. And it was all gone. And deviled eggs, by the way, do not set well with dogs. I will just throw that little tidbit out there. They were sick for a couple hours over the deviled eggs.
Oh, like puking or out the other end, or both?
Both. It was both.
Oh man.
They really, really enjoyed their Thanksgiving that year.
They were thankful. They were thankful. The humans were sloppy with where they put the food.
Yeah, and we've also learned, because we put up our Christmas trees and puppies,
do not mix. They have already taken down 4 or 5 ornaments. So the bottom half of our tree is no longer decorated, just the top. And they've chewed some of the lights. I'm surprised the Christmas tree hasn't shorted out. So,
oh my goodness.
Christmas trees and puppies. Oh my gosh. So now we have a puppy gate. Did you know they make puppy gates that go around Christmas tree?
Yes, I did know that. We were very worried with our 2 dogs with all of that kind of stuff. And I don't know, we've been super lucky. Both Bunsen and Beaker have left the tree alone, but they were less of a puppy, I think, than your doggies at Christmas time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The puppy gate, when I saw it, I thought, oh, somebody is a genius. They invented these. But they must have nightmare dogs like we do. But eventually the puppy gate is not going to work because Charlie, our mini Aussie, is pretty smart. And he's already learned how to climb on top of the gate and nip at the tree. So that's why the bottom half of our tree is no longer decorated.
Oh my goodness.
Boy, I tell you.
This will be our first Christmas with Ginger, right, Chris? So it'll be interesting what she thinks of the tree.
Our cat climbed the tree the first year we got him. He climbed the tree. We have pictures of him in the tree, just his head sticking out of the tree. So good luck to you and your cat tree, because they seem to think that it's a giant toy.
That was another story we forgot to talk about, Chris.
What was it?
The shipping boxes. As soon as the shipping box was empty, guess who jumped inside it?
Yes, and Beaker was like, "What are you doing in there?"
Yeah,
Ginger jumped in there.
Ginger jumped Ginger jumped in the giant shipping boxes as soon as it was empty. Like the second it was empty.
Feel free to send Ginger my way when you package up the cup. I will take 2 Gingers, please.
I think it should almost be to you. They're pretty quick. So next couple of days, you'll have to let me know what it's like. And they'll
definitely will.
Thanks, Sarah. Yeah, Beaker was not happy that Ginger was in the box. She's like super concerned, staring at her. Why are you in the box? How did you get in the box? And Ginger's just like, meh, meh, meh. And didn't Ginger like swat at Bunsen from inside the box, like ninja swat?
Ninja swat. And then Beaker was looking with her teacher face.
Yeah, she's like, you can't do that to Bunsen. And Bunsen's like, well, I guess now the box is dangerous. It attacks me. He was kind of confused. All right, over to the herd and then Melinda. How's it going? Hi.
It's going well. I have a special guest here with me. I have Herd Dad Guy on the sofa for a change tonight. Say hi.
Hey guys.
Oh, hello.
I was just going to do a quick head count of what's happening with the herd. The fish and dragons are fine. Binks the black cat is fantastic. Owen is fabulous. Anderson Cooper, we have only taken foreign objects out of his mouth 5 times today. The night is still young. Don't count him out. We had a group chorus. Liza Minnelli sang with the group for the first time. Lucille Ball, she has a metabolic disease, so she's on a special prescription diet now. She seems to like it. She gets it's calorie based, so she gets more quantity with fewer calories, and we're going to see how that helps with her. Phoenix is doing fantastic. The other day, he felt me scratch his leg. For those who don't know, he's paralyzed from the waist back. So he felt me scratch his leg, and then on our Thanksgiving night on Thursday, he wagged his tail just because he was happy playing with the toy.
Aw.
It was amazing. Kevin Bacon, our newest, we have some changes with him. We adopted him knowing that he had heart disease, and his x-rays here showed that he has lung tumors. So we're kind of changing up the game. But the thing that I do and making sure that they know what love feels like and have the best days are the plans still. So it's just our timeline changes, and that's a little bit of a bummer.
Wow.
Uno, the one-eyed cat.
Yes, how's Uno doing?
Oh, she has been sick since we got her. She has mycoplasma, which is a bacterial blood parasite.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a cell wall. So as it infiltrates her system, it goes to all of her organs, and it's just an absolute mess. It's a beast to get rid of. She's on doxycycline, which is most commonly used for malaria in humans or for like cancer patients who get hospital pneumonia and they just can't get rid of it. There is serious risk to giving it to her so young. She could lose her teeth. They could be severely discolored. And her spleen and liver are both at risk. She's doing fantastic, though. You would not know this kitten is sick as she is.
Wow.
She's also on an antiviral for calicivirus, which is in the corona family. It's only a cat virus.
Yep.
But it's a respiratory virus, and it's kind of like kitty COVID. I'm sure they put different years on them like they do with ours. I'm not even going to try and be an expert in that. But she has been responding. We had a few little sneezes this morning. Thanksgiving Day, we had none, and she's been good and clear all night. So her medications are working. She's going to make it.
Oh, yay. Okay. I'm glad. I've got a soft spot for that little cat.
Don't we all? Oh my gosh, there are so many dog people who are now a cat person, just her, and that's okay.
Well, I'm a cat person now because we got a cat.
You are a cat person now,
and our cat is like the coolest cat ever. But I think everybody thinks that as their cat is the coolest cat ever.
And I totally went through all the emotions when Chris was telling the story, and we know what it's like to have a cat go missing, not know where they are, have them be out when they shouldn't be out. We've lived on farm property with cats, and it's terrifying because of the wildlife out there.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
I think Ginger's smart. She knows where home is, and cats are really, they're a lot more homebody than they would like you to know.
Well, especially
they don't want to admit it, but they love their house.
That's true. Yeah. Well, I do appreciate the roundup. And again, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Everything that you do for dogs, the whole dog community is just so thankful for the work that you do and the hard jobs that you do taking sometimes hospice dogs. So thank you.
Yeah. And, I can't really say that I could do this without the community support, financial support and funding. There's a lot of opportunities that I can take advantage of, not take advantage of, but that are available to me to help more dogs than one at a time. Having people support me and hold my hand through some of this stuff and empathize when I'm sad or when I get unexpected news, that I get time to digest it. And then we come back with a plan and we all just kind of rally together and go forward.
So I have a question. We talked about a month ago about doing a show, about doing a pet chat where it's reversed, where you and Chris interview or talk. That was the plan, right? We're still on for that.
Yeah, that's still the plan.
Okay, perfect. Right. What day was that again?
December, the Saturday before Christmas. I want to say.
Okay, perfect. Okay,
I go with whenever team tells me.
Okay, I'll DM you on the back end, and then I'll put it in my calendar so I don't forget.
Okay, excellent.
It'll be a lot of fun.
It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait for it. This is kind of for me. I'm such a nerd and a fangirl. This will be, I think, our third, maybe our fourth end of the year thing. We had you had me on the Science Pawdcast.
Yeah.
Years ago, and then last year I think we did something else where it was all the dad guys.
Yeah, and we did service dogs too, and you were part of that as well.
And service dogs that one, and and we always seem to do it in December at the end of the year, and I love that. I love closing things off with you guys.
Nice. Okay, perfect. All right, thanks. Over to Melinda.
Hi.
Hi, how's it going, Melinda?
Gosh, it's going well. I'm back from New Zealand where I caught COVID.
Oh, no, right.
Yeah, but I had tried to meet up with some of our community there, and unfortunately it didn't work out, although it was probably for the best because it was the next day I tested positive. So, but I'm home in Colorado, and I wanted to say that I was with a friend who just adopted a kitty, and we were at the Botanic Gardens this morning. They had a Christmas tree hanging from the ceiling.
What?
And it was decorated, and all the ornaments hung down from the limbs, and you could really see them. But we thought it was so brilliant. My friend's going to try to hang her tree from the ceiling in order to keep it from the kitten.
It's not like an upside down tree. It's like the right way up tree.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, it's an upside down tree.
I think it's popular in Europe.
Oh,
to hang them from the ceiling.
Well, I'm telling you, I when my kittens were young, and the whole world was about 40 years younger, and I had to use a playpen. I had to put my Christmas tree up in a playpen to keep the kids and the cats from climbing on it. But now it's just me and Tinker, and she likes to supervise all the Christmas decorations. This is going to be her third Christmas.
Oh.
And she seems to understand it now. She seems to remember. The first one, she was too little. I didn't even have her yet. I was fostering her when the world shut down. And Teen, I don't know how you do it. You have the heart of a lioness to be able to love those critters. And fostering is one of the most difficult things because you have to give them up at the end. And I couldn't give her up. So I was a foster fail, and that's how I got Tinker. But the first year, when she was just a year old, she was completely confused. And then when she turned 2, she was quite surprised when everything came out and kept sniffing around and sniffing around. And this year it's sort of like, oh, that goes over there. Put that in the right place. So she is supervising all the Christmas decorations this year.
I love it. I can't wait to see what Ginger's going to do. We don't know. It's her first Christmas. So who knows?
Yeah, it's always a challenge. It'll be interesting to learn. I'm sure you'll have pictures and can tell us all about it. And I'll look forward to it.
Yeah, you betcha.
Anyway, thanks for the community you have built. It was just so wonderful. Even if I didn't get to meet up with her, it was so nice to have a friend in Auckland, and I truly felt like that's what she was. And that was just a delight. So thank you again. And I'll sign off to hear other stories.
Thanks, Melinda. Appreciate that. Hanging a tree from the roof. That's a European thing, Chris.
I believe so.
I think we need to have somebody from Europe. We should ask them that. I've interviewed a bunch of European scientists. I should DM them. Are you Googling, do Europeans hang their tree from the ceilings?
Display. This is from countryliving.com.
Okay, that sounds reputable.
Yeah. Displaying a Christmas tree upside down may date back to the 7th century. Legend has it that Boniface, a Benedictine monk, used a triangular shape of a fir tree to explain the Holy Trinity to pagans in Germany.
No, I think, if he was a monk, he had a little bit too much of, what the monks like to drink, and then just got confused. I'm going to go with that.
No, it's from Europe, and it's like from Germany.
Oh, so it's a German monk? Because they don't drink beer at all. 0%.
I think you're blasphemous.
No, Chris, beer was the thing everybody drunk back then because it didn't kill you.
Because the water was bad.
Yeah, all the water would murder you because it was so chock full of bacteria and parasites.
Yes, it harkens back to the Middle Ages when Europeans employed the act in order to represent the Holy Trinity.
Okay. I'm going to make my own blog called jasonscountryliving.com, and I'm going to refute that with my own storytelling. So on European traditions,
I found it on another source, Jason. So this is now two sources.
Okay.
Two different sources that I found it on, but it's probably confirmation bias.
Since we're on European traditions, I show this video every year. It's the Glave goat. And it's this goat that they build in Sweden or Norway, one of the countries. And it's a giant goat made of straw, huge, massive. And there's a tradition of people setting it on fire, but you're not supposed to set it on fire. It's against the law to set it on fire. Every year they set up this giant goat called the Glave goat, and arsonists try and burn it down. And there's a war between the townsfolk who want to keep the goat and a couple troublemakers who want to burn it down. And sometimes the goat survives and sometimes it doesn't. Like 10 years ago, vandals dressed up as gingerbread men and Santa Claus and shot a flaming arrow at it and burnt it down. And then other years, it survived, but that's always a war. Last year, the Glave goat burned down. And when they put up the goat, there's a 24-hour live stream of the goat. And I make sure that is playing in my classroom when the kids come in, and they get so excited. They're like, is the Glave goat still there? And they're just so excited to rush to class to see if the Glave goat is still standing. It's something I've been doing for a decade. So there's my European thing. Glave goat. Where is it? It's in Sweden, not Norway. I get those two Scandinavian countries backwards. Okay, Kathy. Oh no, Kathy's going to fact check me. Hi, Kathy.
I'm not fact checking you at all.
I thought you knew somebody in Europe that hung their tree upside down.
No, not at all.
Kathy, I think you're reading countryliving.jason.com, aren't you?
It is surprisingly easy to buy a URL, Chris.
Jason at countryliving.com.
There you go. That's my new blog.
There you go. Okay.
Sorry,
cool.
Kathy, go ahead.
Oh, that's okay. I put a picture in the chat. Maybe you'll be fortunate, and Ginger will be like my mini cat, who all she likes to do is lay and sleep under the trees. And so from the moment we put the trees up, we have one in our bedroom, we have one in the living room. We have a little tree skirt around it. We find her, like the photo I took is what she's doing this very minute. She just curls up under there on the tree skirt and sleeps. And when it's time to take the trees down, we have artificial trees. When it's time to take the trees down, she searches all over the house for them.
What?
But, during COVID, we kept it up maybe a little longer since no one was visiting anyway. But that's all she loves to do. She's never climbed the tree. She's never batted at an ornament. And then the second thing is just a little success story. I've said before how Ella gets very exuberant when visitors come, and she had a habit of jumping all over people. Mm-hmm. Well, today we had our whole local family here for brunch, and so that's 16 people, and she did not jump on one person.
All right.
When they arrived, we just instructed them to keep their hands down so that they could touch her while she was sitting, and that was it. And then she just wandered from person to person. She'd lean on them. She'd go over and want a hug from them. But she never jumped. So I don't know if it's turning 3 made a difference or just we were really consistent. Mm-hmm. But anyway, problem solved.
Yay.
Yeah.
Bunsen doesn't jump, but when people come to our house, he talks to them. And by talking, he barks at them. He's like, how are you? How is it going? Right? Like, it's just like, Bunsen, just chill. He's just so happy. He's like, it is so nice to meet you. Like, it's just like, Bunsen, calm down. So that's what I wish Bunsen wouldn't do when people come to our house.
Ella has never barked much. The only time she barks is if she has to go out, and then it's like, right now, I'm going to bark until you take me. Or if she's playing with Angel, she'll sometimes do a little bark. But she doesn't bark when people come. She doesn't bark if she's afraid of anything. She's clearly not a watchdog.
Ella's a sweetheart, though.
She is. So anyway, thank you. Great week. I hope you both have a great week, and you've been working so hard. I don't know how you're doing all this at one time. But thank you.
No problem.
The calendars are next.
Yes, I've done all the Canadian calendars, Chris.
What?
Yeah, I did them all.
Really?
Yeah, because the new system, the reason why it took so long is we have this new system where it separates shipping for calendars into Canadian, American, and international. And it's because then I can just propagate. Okay, I'm going to get into all the technical shipping nonsense, but anyways, it's a lot faster.
And did you cut the plastic, the cardboard down a little bit?
No, because that's why I was asking you. If it was under 500 grams, then we're good, right? Then it doesn't matter if I cut it down.
Well, it does, because it can go under 400 grams or 350.
I weighed it. It's good.
But it goes up into the next price bracket.
Okay, well, we'll check that tonight.
Okay.
You have to, when you ship stuff in Canada, it's like you're a drug dealer. You have to like weigh everything in metric and make sure it's perfect. It's like, I tell you, can you ship marijuana in Canada, Chris? Because it's legal everywhere. No?
No.
I was thinking about that when I was talking to Donna. I was like, wait a second. I think in some places in the United States, marijuana is still illegal. Like, it's not illegal in Canada. There's like cannabis stores everywhere.
Hold up. I'm contributing to your drug dealing ways. Just kidding.
No, I was like, you said you had a marijuana anyways.
Yeah.
And I was like, is that a thing in Texas? I kind of feel like that's.
It's called marijuana. And in Texas, marijuana is still illegal.
There. Okay. Yeah.
100% illegal.
Okay. All right. Over to Kimberly. Hi, Kimberly.
Hey, I was half listening earlier. I've been playing my Star Wars game. So
what Star Wars game were you playing?
The Old Republic.
Oh, that game is so good.
It is. I love it. I've played almost every class now, and I'm bored because I'm waiting for a new chapter to come out. So
I played one of my favorite video games of all time. It's not the Old Republic, but it's Knights of the Old Republic. It's like an old role-playing game. Have you heard of it?
I have not. I will have to check into that.
I think that's what it's called. KOTOR.
They have one. They have it. They have one for the phone that's kind of Knights of the Old Republic type of deal.
Yeah.
Star Wars has got the chapters of Knights of the Fallen Empire, and another one. The Eternal Throne, Knights of the Eternal Throne.
I gotcha. This one's really old. Like the one that I'm talking about, I played it many years ago, and it's memorable because you get like this droid. He's like on your team, and he just hates everything. So he's like the best character. He just hates everything. He hates everybody. He's awful, but he's a really good person to have on your team. And he calls everybody a meatbag, and he just makes fun.
HK.
HK. Yeah. And then he just puts you down the entire game, but you're like, I really want to get rid of this stupid droid, but he's like awesome. He saves your butt all the time. And you're like, stupid, I got to keep this stupid droid. Anyways. Yeah. That's really cool.
But yeah, they have them in this one, and it is hilarious. I have them sometimes just for the laugh factor.
Yeah. He's just super rude.
Yes. And then they have another one that is very sounds like an old World War II, 1945 propaganda voiceover actor. And he's a droid too. And he's just like, and the Empire will do this, and I will do great things. And, and that one's hilarious. But what I wanted to say, my sister lives in Italy.
Okay.
They do not hang their Christmas trees from the ceiling.
Okay.
So I don't know how European this tradition is, as far as, is it just like a German thing? Is it just like, but I know as far as Italy goes, they put their trees up normal.
But they're very fashionable, right? Like just very like, oh, chef's kiss, just super fashionable.
Oh, ciao bella. I mean, it's so beautiful. And, my brother-in-law is hilarious when it comes to all of that stuff. We FaceTime them all the time. And he just like, look at the tree. It's so beautiful. It's magnificent. And so, yeah, in Italy, I know for a fact that they are normal and do normal things as far as their trees go. So I just wanted to back you up.
We should start something in Canada and just like hang our trees sideways and say it's a Canadian thing, and then really confuse the Americans. They're like, really? Yeah, we make them look like they're growing out of the wall. Like that's a Canadian thing.
We're already confused about you guys anyway.
Yeah, we're super weird.
Oh, well, y'all are the best of all of us, I want to say, here in our continent.
I think putting them on the ceiling is very space saving as well.
And coming out of the wall.
Until you walk into it.
But Chris, it takes up the same volume regardless of where it is.
Well, however, okay, please tell Bunsen that you're going to move his dog bed when you want to set up the Christmas tree and see how Bunsen feels about it.
Yeah, he doesn't like that.
No.
He goes and pouts for like a day. He's like,
yes. So if we
But he has nowhere to go now because wherever he goes, Ginger steals his spot. And then he moves around the house like a nomad. He's like a samurai. Like he just roams around and occasionally protects people. He has to deal with like the shogun, which is Ginger, just tells him what to do.
Yes.
The smaller they are, the more hard-headed they are.
Hey guys, it's
Yes.
Melinda, and about the upside down Christmas tree.
Yes.
It may be the same volume, but it's the actual shape. When you hang it from the top, it takes up more ceiling space, which you're not using, and no floor space.
There you go.
Exactly.
And the animals can't get it. Whereas
to a
if you
point.
were to do it from the side, it would keep you going around this huge obstacle all the time.
I agree. It's like Lionel Richie dancing on the ceiling. We could dance on the ceiling with our Christmas tree.
Exactly.
But Chris, that breaks the laws of gravity. You can't do that. Physicists don't.
Well,
like
you're
that.
making stuff up that we're doing in Canada, like putting it on the side of the wall.
Physicists make stuff up every day. None of that makes sense. Have you tried to?
Right.
I teach quantum mechanics to kids, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Yeah, when you get really small, you turn into a wave, and if you look at an electron, it acts like a particle, and if you look it away, you don't look at an electron. Guess what? It turns into a wave." And they're like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "I know. That's what physicists do."
It blows my mind. Anyway, I'll sign off.
Thanks, Melinda.
Thank you, Melinda, because you would hang it from the ceiling and the base would be larger and then it would come down to a point. However, some Christians think that's sacrilegious because the point should be facing heaven, according to countryliving.com, not Jason, not to be confused with jasoncountry.living.com blog.
Yeah, in jasoncountry.living.com, the tree comes sideways. Because that's how trees grow on the mountains of Canada. They come out sideways. And only people from Alberta can fact check that because there's not mountains like there are in Alberta unless you're maybe in Colorado.
Beautiful British Columbia is all mountains, Jason.
Oh yeah, I forgot about BC.
And I live in a place with all mountains too, Jason, so I don't think you know.
All right. So we're winding down here. Does any of our community members that are here listening, do you have a question or pet story to share? The chat, there's a whole bunch of people posting Christmas tree pictures in the chat. I want to give a shout out to Dawn, who has the greatest idea where you just don't have a tree. You just hang ornaments off a wire frame. I actually like that. I'm gonna put that in the nest. And then there's people saying I probably should start JasonCountryLiving.com. I'm too busy. That's one extra thing on my plate I don't need right now. Okay, so
Jason,
yeah, what
is there a discount for like the lowest paw pack members? Like what used to be pups?
No, there isn't. It's something maybe in the future we can think about. There's a discount for teens and a discount for adults. But it's something maybe in the future we can think about. We're hoping that once we get everything organized, that every month when things are released, the Paw Pack will get first shot at it and first dibs and first look at. So, but Tracy, that's a good question. Okay, one more time, shout out to our sponsor, barkandbeyondsupply.com. If you check up in the nest, they have a coupon code for Black Friday deals. It is all caps save big, and Bark and Beyond sells a whole bunch of stuff. Awesome joint supplements for your pet, toys and treats. Make sure you check out them if you are like Chris and I and you get Christmas gifts for your dogs. And one more time, if you are thinking about an awesome gift for somebody that loves pets and science, the Bunsen 2.0 stuffy is in. It is huge. It is ginormous, super high quality. It comes with a bunch of goodies. And we mentioned this when we were doing the pre-sale. I forgot to talk about it, but we are donating 5% of sales to send underprivileged kids to science camp. And there were so many pre-sales that it fully funded two kids to go to science camp. So just thank you to everybody who did the pre-sales of the Bunsen 2.0. So that's awesome. There's going to be 2 kids who never would have been able to experience science camp, that because of everything that the community's done, they're going to get to go. So that's very exciting. And we'll organize that and tell everybody all about that closer to the summer. But Chris, you contacted Red Deer Polytechnic, the place that puts it on. But it was too late in the season to do it for the summer. But they are excited to work with us, I think. Last I heard from that, right?
Yes, they were and are.
Okay. All right. So I'm setting up my random number generator. How many people do we have in the space for the gift card prize? We have, whoa, this is not the right website. There we go. All right. So this person needs to contact barkandbeyondsupply.com. If you're listening on Wisdom, give me an emoji. Okay. I don't think there's anybody on Clubhouse. No, there's a bunch of looky-loos that came in. The number is 20, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. That is Lemon the Dog at P6Z9B something. Okay, but it's Lemon the Dog. Lemon, you have won the barkandbeyondsupply.com gift card. If you DM them, they will hook you up. And thanks again for Bark and Beyond being our sponsor.
Did you look at Lemon the dog? Lemon the dog is so cute.
No, I've clicked on it. It's very cute. He's a golden retriever. Or she.
Yeah.
Aw. Golden retriever paws are so cute.
I wonder if they
I'm just obsessing over the Lemon's golden retriever paws. Sometimes I just hold Beaker's paws and I just look at them. I'll just hold them and look at them. And then she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like looking at your cute little paws. Okay, anyways. I'm just going to load. Chris, do you have any closing thoughts before we shut her down? I'm just loading who our science guest is next week on Tuesday.
I would just like to say thank you to everybody who came to our space tonight to share your stories and to listen to the banter between Jason and I. And we always appreciate your support and your caring for our community that we've built together.
And thanks to the people listening on Wisdom. Thanks for tuning in. And to the looky-loos that came in on Clubhouse, I saw you. Thank you. and to the Paw Pack listening from the Paw Pack Plus, our community.
I'm really excited that it's working on the Paw Pack Plus as well.
It's way higher quality than Twitter Spaces, to be honest with you.
Okay. Well, I would hope you would never be anything but honest with me. But
the audio is just a better quality. That's all.
Yeah. For sure.
All right. So as we wrap up, we run Science Spaces every Tuesday. I took last Tuesday off because I was interviewing somebody for my podcast, and it was kind of a big deal. So I'll tell you guys a little bit about that next week. Our science guest this Tuesday. Oh my goodness, Chris, guess who our science guest is this Tuesday?
I can't wait to find out. Let me know. Dr.
Emily Fairfax. She is one of the world's leading experts on beavers.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. I know. So we got Dr. Fairfax, who's a genius about beavers.
We are so excited.
I know. I love beavers so much. They are freaking adorable.
Yes.
And they have no predators. Nothing can fight them. They just don't care.
No. And she's just going to share that she's not a gynecologist.
Okay. Thanks, Chris. This is PJ. What? You know, I'm going to have to edit this out during the...
I snort laughed at that. I'm so sorry.
I'm going to be your BFF forever.
Okay. That derailed... Okay, we have Dr. Emily Fairfax. She is a large aquatic rodent specialist. There we go. And yeah, so that's Tuesday at 7 p.m. Special thanks to all of the people that tuned in on all of the different platforms. Special thanks to all of the speakers and to everybody who's listening in. It's the American holiday weekend, and some of you are here instead of hanging out with your family. Maybe that says something, because we are a family. This community is awesome. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here listening, and that's really special. Okay, I think that's about it. Yeah, we'll see you guys on Tuesday.
See you later, alligator.
Is there something for beavers? See you later. What rhymes with beaver? Sneaver?
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm searching what rhymes with beaver.
Don't
Weaver.
you leave her, beaver.
Yeah.
Leave it to Beaver.
Leave it to beaver. Gotta go. No, I can't think on the spot. This is... See, now that the music is over, it doesn't matter what I say, because I can just cut this out when I'm editing the podcast.